Can I get 2 slices of pizza?
No.
Of course, honey.
No, you never ever finish 2.
Hello?
Mr. and Mrs. Cannon.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Aiden's YouTube channel where we dive into movie reviews. Today we are taking a look at Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Alright, let us dive into the story of the film. A journalist's young daughter returns after disappearing in the desert for 8 years. While initially treated as a miracle, her return brings a malevolent, ancient force, turning the family reunion into a nightmare as she begins to physically and mentally transform.
Here.
She's been missing for 8 years. What was our dog?
Let's dive into the team behind the scenes and in front of the camera. We've got Jack Rayner playing Charlie Cannon, who's a journalist. Leah Costa takes on the role of Larissa Cannon, Charlie's wife. Then there's Natalie Grace as Katie Cannon, their middle child who has gone missing. Veronica Falcon portrays Carmen, Larissa's mom, among others. The visuals are captured by Dave Garbutt, edited by Brian Shaw, and the music is composed by Stephen McKeon.
Say something.
Say something!
I'm here.
All right, let's dive into the film breakdown. Lee Cronin's take on The Mummy is a supernatural horror flick that he both wrote and directed. It's a fresh spin on the classic Mummy series, steering clear of the old adventure vibes and instead focusing on family horror, possession, and psychological fear. This shows he's not just rehashing what's been done before. He's bringing something new to the table. The focus here is on creating an eerie atmosphere and building dread, rather than pacing it like a typical blockbuster. Cronin's direction in The Mummy 2026 really stands out as bold and self-assured. He shifts away from big flashy moments and leans into psychological tension. Rather than relying on mythological grandeur, he opts for more personal horror. He places the frightening events in familiar settings, like your own home, which makes it scarier than the usual exotic tombs. In this version of The Mummy, Jack Rayner plays Charlie Cannon. He's not your typical action hero like Brendan Fraser's character from the older films. Instead, he portrays a grieving parent dealing with the mysterious disappearance of his daughter, who comes back changed. The narrative dives deep into family trauma and anxiety, making Rayner's performance feel much more grounded and intense. His role serves as the emotional backbone of the film, focusing on psychological struggles and the desperation of parenthood rather than action-packed sequences. This approach helps make this mummy feel more intimate and unsettling, aligning it with modern horror. The cinematography is handled by Dave Garbutt, known for his atmospheric and realistic visuals, like those seen in Underworld, Blood Wars, and The Meg. The visual style here is all about tighter shots, claustrophobic spaces, and natural lighting instead of the typical blockbuster sheen. The film builds tension slowly, with a gradual increase in suspense. Long takes and subtle camera movements emphasize shadows and empty spaces, opting for visual discomfort over quick cuts. This film is produced by James Wan, Jason Blum, and John Keevil, under the banners of New Line Cinema, Atomic Monster, and Blumhouse Productions.
You fully prepare yourself for what you're about to see. No sudden moves.
All right, let's jump into what the critics have to say about the movie. They're labeling it as the most terrifying and disgusting mummy flick yet, really focusing on the horror and gore elements. The buzz is that the film's power comes from a blend of emotional depth and horror, suggesting that Rayner's performance leans more towards intense drama than just action.
She just needs our care and lots of love.
How many others were found?
Now, let me share my thoughts. There are definitely some positives in this film. It has a clear, unique vision that sets it apart from typical franchise movies, a solid grip on tone and pacing, emotional layers woven into the horror, and it's not afraid to take creative chances. On the flip side, some downsides include a slower pace that might not sit well with those looking for action, a reinvention that could alienate fans of the classic Mummy vibe, and it might come off as less visually grand compared to earlier Mummy films. Plus, it might feel a bit too familiar stylistically, echoing modern Blumhouse horror.
I just want my daughter back.
Can I get 2 slices of pizza?
Lastly, let's talk about when it's coming out. Lee Cronin's The Mummy is set to hit theaters in the US on April 17, 2026, thanks to Warner Brothers Pictures.
She's alive.
You fully prepare yourself for what you're about to see.
We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to drop a comment. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share this with your friends, and subscribe to our channel.
Be dead.